Good morning, everyone. It's Stacy, your jewelry expert here in Daytona Beach, Florida. My sister and I own Masterpiece Jewelers, and we have been in business over 27 years. You can find us at www.tracyandstacy.com. And every Monday, we get together for a very short, like 10 minutes, but sometimes I go a little over 10 minutes. That also means I've never quite gone to 10 minutes. I've always gone over 10 minutes, but it's just a little short talk about jewelry and jewelry related topics. It can be advice, it can be anecdotes, it can be just anything jewelry related. I have loved jewelry since I was 4 years old, according to my sister. And so I definitely come by the love of it, honestly. So Tracy and I have the wonderful opportunity over the years to speak in front of many organizations and groups. And we have several different topics. Actually, right now we have 6 different topics that we do. And there are always things that come up over and over again in those topics. And what I wanted to talk to you about this weekend this week has to do with what happened this weekend, which is that we had a very spring-like day here in Daytona Beach, and we have had a lot of overcast days. I know, cry me a river. And so between the weather and the sunshine, it really made a lot of us want to go to the beach, and it made us think about how, thank goodness, summer is finally coming. So I wanted to talk to you about taking your jewelry to the beach. Don't do it. That is the important part. We could just cut the video off right now and I could just say, don't do it. And that would be enough. But unfortunately, that's a little boring, a little like rulesy, and a little like, don't do it. So I don't want to be like that. Let me explain to you why it's best if you leave your jewelry at home when you are visiting the beach. Now, I know we have a beach here, but not everyone does. God willing, people watching this will, at one time or another, go to the beach, hopefully more than less. And so these are some ideas about why you shouldn't take your jewelry to the beach. First of all, when you get there, you realize you have it on. And so sometimes people will say, like, oh, I want to take my jewelry off for whatever reason. They should, but it shouldn't be at the beach with you at that time. And so they'll put it in a shoe, right? I'll put it in a shoe with my keys. No one will ever see it here. No one will ever think of, possibly absconding with it here. And that's most likely true. Thefts on the beach are rare. But the problem with it is that you will forget. I want to say you might forget, but if you have children with you or if you're just enjoying yourself, you're going to pick your shoes up to put them on, and you're going to forget that your jewelry is in your shoe, tucked safely in your shoe, and you're going to drop it in the sand. Now, finding jewelry in sand is worse than finding a needle in a haystack. That is just a difficult thing to do. And you don't want to end your beautiful day at the beach with the heartbreak of losing a piece of jewelry. No one wants that. Let's not do that. So don't put it in your shoe, please. It sounds so ridiculous to say, but seriously, it is a thing that all of us have done. I've totally done that. So that's a reason that I want you to know not to do that. Also, the surf is strong and it pulls off jewelry. It pulls it off of your body. Chains, bracelets, and then depending on the temperature of the water, as many or most of us ladies know, your finger changes size when the water is cold. And so if the water is cooler than outside and your finger changes size and gets smaller, then the surf, again, very powerful, can suck off your ring. And finding it in the ocean itself is just not going to happen. That is just going to have to be a divine intervention if that happens. So next of all, salt and sand can get under your rings, and that can cause irritation, something we call ring rot. And if you have ever had, which I think all of us have had, sand in our beach bottoms, well, sand under your ring, rubbing against your skin is so irritating, and it can cause like ring rot that is red and takes literally weeks to go away. And who wants to deal with that? I want to wear my jewelry. I don't want to not put my jewelry on because I have ring rot. That is not good. Now, if you think, well, come on, Stacy, you're just being like an alarmist about this. You know, you're obsessed with us taking care of our jewelry and all of that. And that is all very true. But if you go down to the beach in the morning, you will see people out there, mostly gentlemen, with very expensive metal detectors. Hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands of dollars metal detectors. And there is a reason why they're out there in the early morning with their metal detectors. They find things. They find things all the time. It's not always expensive jewelry. You know, it can be change or whatever, but it sometimes is jewelry. And we have seen over the many years that we have been in business, over 27 years, people will come in with things that they found when they were metal detecting. And if a piece of jewelry doesn't have any, you know, distinguishing characteristics, say like a band with an engraving on the inside, there's no finding the owner to this. So those people don't go out there just because they're retired and they don't have anything to do. This is an expensive hobby and it pays off for them. I'm not saying they're making a living off of it, but I am saying it's enough fun and they find enough things that they continue to do it. And so you don't want to make their little hobby any easier by losing your jewelry down there at the beach. Now, I have talked about tissue in the past, Kleenex, and I know I harp on this a lot. Harp's a strong word, maybe cautionary tale, but when you are at the beach and you find that you do have your jewelry on, and that is not unusual, especially your engagement ring, your wedding set, because you keep that on a lot of times 24/7 or put it on right before you leave the house. You don't even think about it. You do not want to put your jewelry or anything special into tissue because humans cannot stand what looks like a used tissue, and someone, even yourself, but someone will pick up and throw that tissue away with your jewelry in it. This is something that we hear over and over at the jewelry store also. That's why it has worked its way into every single speech that we give. And some of you are saying it's worked its way into most of the Masterpiece Jewelers Monday Moments too. If you do find yourself down there on the beach, then you, with your jewelry on, it's good to take it off. It's good to take it off in the car, not over the sand. Again, so easy to lose it in the sand. It seems ridiculous, but it's true. And then you, of course, keeping a locked car is the best place. But if for some reason you can't do that, say you've walked down from your hotel room or something like that, then you can put it in your change purse, take your coins out and put it in your change purse. Just don't put it in Kleenex. And as I'm speaking now, I'm thinking to myself that another reason for not wearing your jewelry to the beach is because we wear a lot of sunscreen because we know better now. And that means that you will get sunscreen all in your rings, and that's very difficult to get out as well. Not difficult, just harassing to get out. Nobody wants an all creamed up jewelry set. So please take your kids to the beach, take your dogs to the beach if your area allows it, take your best friend to the beach, but don't take your jewelry to the beach. It doesn't belong there, and we want you to be able to pass it down to family members and for you to be able to enjoy it. So let's just make a pact that this summer we are not going to take our jewelry to the beach. Now, just want to let you know a couple things. First of all, one of the reasons you may take your jewelry everywhere you go is because it's too tight. This happens because we wear our engagement and wedding jewelry our whole lives, decades. And so just to let you know, if you ever need to get a ring cut off, you can go to your local fire department and they will cut it off for you right while you wait, which is good. I can't even believe I said right while you wait. What are you going to do? Leave your finger there and come back later for it? Yes, you're going to wait while they cut it off. Okay. What I mean to say is usually you can walk in and get it cut right off. So just to let you know, you do not have to go to the emergency room if you need to get your ring cut off. Now, if you or someone that you know has inherited jewelry recently, I would like to invite you to request our wonderful booklet that is part of the Masterpiece Jewelers Guide series. It's called 5 Things You Should Never Do When You Inherit Jewelry. This booklet is an easy read, and it will help so much with mistakes that almost everyone makes when they're dealing with an estate. If you are outside of our area, just call or text us at 386-252-0010, and we will be glad to send you a copy free of charge. If you're in the Daytona Beach, Port Orange, Ormond Beach, DeLand, New Smyrna, Palm Coast, et cetera, area, then you can just stop by the store and pick up your copy there. It's absolutely free. We want to make sure that you do not interact with any jewelry vultures while you're going through this difficult time in your life. And this is just an important book for anyone to have. Little booklet, glad to send it to you. So we will be again having our weekly live online jewelry show and sale. This week we'll be having right here on Facebook, and it's Wednesday at 7:00. I do it every week. Why am I even pausing? And we'll be giving away a $500 piece of gold and diamond jewelry. So you do not want to miss that. That's this upcoming Wednesday and every Wednesday. So until we see each other again, stay sparkly.